Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. Although, are we doing that through the Euros? I think you might need to apply some bias because we've got one of the home nations today. It's our second Euro 2020 watch along, and it is the Welsh versus the Swiss in Group A. We already seen the Italians beat the Turks quite handily last night, which was a decent result for both the Welsh and the Swiss. Now, if they can get a win in this game, either of those, qualification looks close, doesn't it? And, we'll see how good the Turks are in their remaining two games. But perhaps there's more chance for these two than we thought. We're going to find out in the next couple of hours. It's Wales versus Switzerland. Let me know if you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. We're going to get in to the teams. A couple of quick plugs. First of all, as ever, Patreon, you can sign up over there, www.patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Yes, I'm a bit behind with the Q&A. I will get it done. I promise. You can super chat at any point during the broadcast here to support the channel as well. Make sure you hit subscribe. Let's give you a live count. If you've never been on the channel before, hit subscribe. If you haven't subscribed. 17,184. So we'll keep tabs on that. Please, if you're new around here, you're very, very welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications. And I should plug the Teespring shop because I'm wearing one. I actually did a white load of washing. There we go. So I'm wearing my Benjamin Bloom Football Channel t-shirt. There you go. You can get one of these over at Teesprings as well. Let's say a couple of hellos to Liam, FXT Blues, Leeds 2021. Robbins Talk, Steve. There you go. We're behind you today, fella. Steve normally comes on when we're doing Swansea. Ben, crazy stat. The matches tab saying that Wales win 99% of the games when they play against an underdog. Interesting. Made it the new. Yeah, we're going to talk lots of Kiefer today. Look, Mings and Kiefer. McCarthy, massive. Absolutely. Wales 0, Swiss 2. Charlie. Put a damper on it there. Welcome along, Iain, my friend as well. Excited to see how Rodden does. We got 3 Spurs players. We got 3 Mönchengladbach players as well in the Swiss team. And should we have a look at those teams now? Let's quickly win that one. Wales hopefully win, but can't see it. Well, let's have a look at the teams. Let's see if we can make an argument to see if our Welsh friends are going to get off to a good start here in Group A. So, Danny Ward of Leicester in goal. And for a guy that runs a championship channel, this is probably the most familiar game I'm going to get all tournament, any game involving this Welsh squad. Plenty of championship talent in there. One of which is Connor Roberts, the right wing back mainly for Swansea. Joe Rodden, also ex of Swansea, now with Spurs and with his Spurs teammate, Ben Davies as well. Chris Mepham didn't end the season well, did he? Red carded in the playoff semi-final second leg for Bournemouth. Looks like he's going to be slightly unfamiliarly out at left back today. Joe Allen is going to sit and try and recycle that ball. He's got pedigree, Joe Allen, ex-Liverpool, obviously with Stoke now. And a part of that brilliant Welsh run in 2016 to the semis. Joe Morrell has not played very much for Luton this season since arriving. Was it Bristol City he arrived from? At the start of the season, I think. And then we get one of the real talents in the Welsh team, Aaron Ramsey, who seems to have been around for, well over a decade. I think he came on to the scene with Cardiff when he was very, very young. But a true international class player in his time, surely Aaron Ramsey, and a Juventus player. You don't get to clubs like that without being a decent player, do you? Dan James, wide right. Look, anybody who's that quick is worth having in your team and can make a difference. Kiefer Moore, who's had a great season and whose career has just gone steadily up and up and up. And of course, he's just a horrible player to play against. Big, tall, strong, decent finisher, good hold-up guy as well. I think they're showing some clips of Kiefer on BBC at the moment. And then the X Factor there, Gareth Bale. Is he still world-class? I don't know. He certainly was for a good few years, wasn't he? You can answer me in the chat. Is Bale still world-class? He certainly does seem to turn into Superman a bit when he gets that Wales shirt on, doesn't he, Bale? What a player he's been. Can he get, there you go, which Bale is going to turn up? If you get the Bale anywhere near his best, you've got a chance in any game because he can drag a team through, can't he? Let's take a look at the bench for the Welsh. We're expecting sort of 4-3-3 from Robert Page, the manager, Davies, Hennessy, Williams, Ampadu, Lockyer, Gunter, Norrington, Davis, Williams, Brooks, Levitt, Roberts and Wilson on the bench. A subs bench pretty much made in the Championship, I think. There is Gareth Bale. Looks like he's the captain for Wales. Just everyone getting lined up there in Baku. So very, very much a big travel and away match for the Welsh here today. Let's have a look at the Swiss. Sommer in goal is the Mönchengladbach keeper, the first of 3 players from the German club. Across the back, Elvedi is the second Mönchengladbach player. Shah, we know from Newcastle United. Akanji is a Borussia Dortmund player. So they've got a bit of strength in that keeper and back 3 when you consider sort of the clubs that they're representing there. In the right wing-back position, Mbabu plays for Wolfsburg. Lots of these players play in German league, obviously. Rodriguez, the left wing-back for Torino. Xhaka, we're all familiar with. Fröler from Atalanta is his midfield partner. Shaqiri, who we've had at Stoke and now Liverpool. He's played for Bayern and Inter, I think, before, hasn't he? And up top, Mbolo is the third Mönchengladbach player. And Seferovic, the number 9, is at Benfica. So a few big names. Shaqiri, Xhaka, known to us. Shah, obviously, as well. And just look out for Elvedi and Akanji, the other 2 centre-backs as well. I think we're in their no-mugs territory, aren't we? So we have a look at the bench. Petkovic, the manager for the Swiss. Omlin, Mvogo, Widmer, Komert, Benito, Vargas, Zuba, Fashnacht, Mehmedi, So, and I'm going to need to scroll, Zakaria and Gavranovic. There is Group A, which after one game, as things stand, has Italy at the top. And as I said many times in the watch along yesterday, these 2 teams would have really, really hoped for a decisive result so they could get ahead. I mean, I'm just going to put Liam's comment up there. Would Wales accept the point today? Yes, I suspect they would, wouldn't they? On the basis they'd be above Turkey then, and then their destiny's kind of in their own hands. If they beat the Turks, they're guaranteed then to finish above them, providing the Turks lose one of their other games, or don't win one of their other games, in fact. It's so weird with these 3-game tables, isn't it? It feels like, you know, when you're 5 games from the end of the season, you're doing maths the whole entire time. It feels like you're doing that from the word go here. But we think 4 points is going to be pretty sure of qualification in this tournament. If you can get a win and a draw and a loss in those games, you're in with a chance, depending on how the other third place teams finish. So Yeah, we will see. Let's have a look at some comments in here. Trigger, I won't put your comment up, but it was pro-Welsh. We'll give you that one. Chris, very attacking lineup for Wales. Worries at the back defensive midfield on the day. I fancy Wales 3-2. Give me some of that. I like the sound of that. Joel, wouldn't it make more sense to swap Mepham and Davies? Actually, Joel, you might be right. They might have that the wrong way round on SofaScore, in fact. I hadn't thought about that. You're probably right. I've witnessed Wales, a good defensive team, kept out the lights of Croatia. So keep Switzerland out. Chaos with Giggs is going to be unpredictable now. But yeah, of course, Giggs was the manager of the last competitive game. And now Robert Page is in here. Bits on Bale, world-class moments in him. Games have won and lost on moments of brilliance. He sure can win you a game, can't he? We'll just see whether he shows up today. Roberts for the winner. Go on, Joe Morel. I only worry that the Swiss team is full of players who play in the Europa Leagues and above. Yeah, we are in there no mugs category here. Get your predictions in, please, guys. It is 3 minutes to kick off. We're just doing national anthems at the moment. Get your predictions in for this one. Eager to hear. No Zakaria for the Swiss. He was on the bench, or did they just name the entire squad, whether they're injured or not? I don't recall. 1-0 Swiss. Afternoon, Mr. Radio Floyd. No singers in Baku, FXT. Yes, Morel is in and starting. I don't know how many games. Can someone let me know how many games did he play for Luton last season? Here comes the Welsh national anthem, which is always quite a strong one. Strong performance from the Welsh players so far. Every last one of them singing out nice and loud. You love to see that. I saw the clip of the England players in Euro 96 belting it out. Gets you going, doesn't it? You love to see it. Afternoon, Jay. Look at those Welsh fans. If you think the players belt it out with passion, all of those fans loving it. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. 1-1, says Bits. Another draw for Annie there. 2-0 to the Swiss, says Charlie. 0-1. I'm assuming we're all kind of Wales here, and that means a Swiss win. 2-1 Wales, 2-1 Wales, 2-1 to the Swiss. Both teams to score, 5 corners. Wales 3 and a card each. There you go. Keep me posted on that one. Bits. Monotone singing. Hey, I think they've got... There you go. Great singers. The Welsh. Layla, only problem for Wales. Too many championship players. I mean, that's the point that Bits was making, that in theory, a team majority made of championship players versus, even with Gareth Bale in it or Aaron Ramsey, versus a team majority Bundesliga, Europa League, etc. On paper loses, doesn't it? But hey, some of the parts and all that. 2-1 to the Swiss, says Ada Costa. 1-1, says Carl. 10 appearances. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, good luck. Joe Morel, not the only Luton player here. We'll be talking about Simon Sluga tomorrow, won't we? And Reece Norrington-Davis, ex of Luton. I'm just seeing. And Tom Lockyer, there we go. Big Luton theme there. Come on the Wales. Comes down to mentality. Yes, it indeed does. We've talked a lot about a country's culture, haven't we? And their football culture. And particularly when it comes to the Italians and the Germans, we're very envious of their winning football culture, aren't we? So let's see. I recognise that referee. He must have done one of the few Champions League games I've watched. Clement Turpin of France is the referee today. Oh, we know Sluga won't play, Nick, but we're certainly going to talk about him, aren't we, with our proud championship hat on here. Right, let's just bang through these teams one more time. So for the Welsh, Ward in goal, Roberts, Roden, Davies and Mepham. And as was pointed out in the chat, that may well be Davies at left back and Mepham at centre back. Seems to be the wrong way around, doesn't it? Ramsey, Allen and Morel. James with the pace, Moore with the size, and Bale with the class there. And those two players, look, if they do dovetail down that left-hand side, Ramsey and Bale, that is where the quality is. For the Swiss, Sommer in goal, Elvedi, Shah, Akanji, Rodriguez, Mbabu, Xhaka, Frilla, Shaqiri, Embolo, Seferovic. We are just about ready to go, guys. Wales, greater than the sum of their parts. Most definitely so, and most definitely in 2016. Put us English to shame in 2016, getting to the semi-finals with us getting knocked out to the Icelandic team. Right. Looks like we are just about ready to go in Baku. Both sets of players taking the knee, the Swiss and the Welsh. And it looks like we are ready to kick off. Wales versus Switzerland. Referee Turpin checks his watch. And we are off. The first home nation to go in Euro 2020 is the Welsh. It's Wales versus Switzerland. We get you a timestamp as soon as we can. I'm watching on the BBC. So we should all hopefully be synced up. Remember, if you're watching on iPlayer or using a smart TV, you might be a little bit behind. Remember, YouTube will delay my stream slightly as well. So you might even be a little bit ahead. Whichever way, pause me and line us all up, or pause your TV for a few seconds. And hopefully, like a big group of mates, we can all watch the game together at the same time. Swiss just playing it about at the back. So I think we can do the timestamp in the first minute. We'll give you 1 minute. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. And it'll be 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. Sync. Right. It is cleared forward by Metham, and it looks like the chat was right that he's, we'll take another look at that. He is playing centre half, quite probably. Although we're not getting him in shot yet. The ball is with the Swiss keeper, Sommer, who goes long, or not very long, because it's picked up in midfield by Allen and knocked out to the left wing. The cross is into the middle and easily gathered by Sommer again. Dan James, has he started on the left? I think SofaScore might be all over the place here. If you can hear a crying child, I do apologise. I will close the window if anyone complains. It's played into the centre of midfield. The Swiss can't quite get out yet. Here is Bale, who does appear to be playing off the right with James down the left. Lovely ball by Bale. Here's Roberts. Roberts into the box. Low, dangerous-looking cross. Moore was in the centre. Dan James arriving from the back post. Bale has got it again now for Wales. Switches the play out to the left. It's nodded down to James and back into Allen. Out wide it goes to Connor Roberts again. Wales starting well in this one. That's just nicked away. And now here comes a Swiss counter. And it's 3-on-3. Seferovic down the right-hand side. But he is well marshalled there. It's back in the centre-back position. Akanji, the Dortmund centre-half, steps out. He's going to switch the play. Looks like he's overhit that. It's a dreadful pass by Akanji. He was looking for Mbabu, the right wing-back, just boots it straight over his head, unfortunately for him. And out it goes. Do let me know if you can hear that child outside, and I'll shut the window. I could do with it staying open, but yeah, if it's coming down the mic, do let me know. Throw in to the Welsh. Looking for big Kiefer Moore, who's been penalised there. Didn't look much wrong with his jump. He was jumping with Elvedi, jumping with two of them actually, and Fabian Schär. They sandwiched him, and he did lean on Elvedi. So perhaps referee Turpin did call that one right. Here, down the left for the Swiss is Rodriguez, looking to hit the front early. It's headed away by Chris Mepham, who, definitely appears to be playing centre half. So apologies for SofaScore's inability to get the team predicted correctly. But there we go. We're in the lap of the gods with some of these, aren't we? Xhaka into Elvedi to Mbabu down the right-hand side. Nice little link up by the Swiss, but Wales clear. Little slid ball attempted by, trying to get Dan James away there. Unable to complete the pass there was Aaron Ramsey. A nice little triangle there from the Welsh. James tries to play it up the line for Kiefer Moore, and he can't find him yet. So, contrary to what we said at the start of the game, Bale is playing down the right. James is playing down the left. Mepham is, I think he's right centre-back, actually, not even anywhere near where they had him on the pitch. Swiss lineup looks on point, actually. Nice switch of play. Here is Embolo. He's pulled out to the left, one of the strikers. Dancing feet by Embolo. Xhaka plays it out to Rodriguez, searching cross. And Babu arrives at the back post. I think they've given a corner, have they? They could play that. You like to see that. One wing back crossing and the other wing back arriving on the back post. No, it's not. Oh, it is a corner. Interesting. So corner for the Swiss. Don't appear to have brought too many forward for it. Rodriguez is going to take it left-footed. Looks like it's going to be an out swinger. Don't think Morel is 10 yards away. Right, here comes the corner from Rodriguez. 6 minutes gone. He's looking for the back stick. Nobody there. Ooh, Dan James nearly getting away. Big searching cross there to the back post. And that's easy for Danny Ward, who bowls it out to Connor Roberts. Get used to it. Yeah, right. That noise will be coming from inside the house, not outside, won't it? Ward, the Welsh keeper, has it again. He's going to go long. Presume he's going to look for Kiefer Moore. Finds him. Moore flicks it on, but well ahead of any runner. Any runner with human capabilities was not going to catch that. Here's Akanji and Rodriguez, who's nicely forward the left wing back. Seems to have started the game fairly well. Here is Shaqiri out to the left-hand side. Nice feet by Shaqiri, but Mepham's not having any of that. Mepham dived into that tackle. You've got to win them cleanly. I think he did, but a bit of a worry when he threw himself into that, I have to say. I don't know if any of you thought that as Mepham went into that tackle. And Bolo goes down. Now, let's just hope that VAR doesn't look at this. Mepham, let's have a look. Oh, no. Clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle, he takes the ball. You just got to be so careful that you're not going to get done for endangering the player. In my world, that's a perfectly valid tackle. And Embolo, in fact, kicked Mepham's leg. But you know as well as I do, as soon as you go in like that, you do run the risk. Good tackle. Yeah, I agree. This child better have the football. Oh, dear. I can't warp them with that. We'll give you a time sync on 9 minutes. A. Da Costa in the chat. A. Da Costa, what do I call you? To save me some syllables. That feels like too many. And I'm lazy. Long one forward from the Welsh. And the ball is back with Sommer. And Shah of Newcastle drops it into Xhaka of Arsenal. Elvedi plays it back to Shah. Akanji. Oh, nice turn in the centre there by Mbolo. Here's Rodriguez, who looks good, doesn't he? The left wing back. Rodriguez of Torino. And I've missed the time sync, haven't I? Unbelievable. Gozzy. Oh, there you go, Andrew. Lovely. That was easier. Here is Akanji again. Swiss just coming into the game. I thought the Welsh started the better, but certainly last 3 or 4 minutes. The Swiss getting the wing backs forward, particularly Rodriguez down the left, and starting to make things tick. Can they find space for Shaqiri in amongst that Welsh midfield three? Shah steps out. Xhaka in the centre circle. Nice ball by Xhaka, actually. Through the lines. And it's out onto the right wing back now. And Babu. Xhaka. Elvedi. They're trying to get Mbolo in. He's all over the place. Mbolo, the second striker. Seferovic is just sitting there, and Mbolo is the guy. It looks like he's going to stay fairly central, but Mbolo, has been rotating around him pretty effectively so far. And I'm a bit concerned here because the Swiss are pegging the Welsh back now and building up possession. Here's Rodriguez back to Akanji. Switch of play is a lot better this time. It's brought down by Shaqiri, crossed in, a decent header away, and a long-range shot actually hits his own man. It hits Seferovic there. It was Granit Xhaka, half volley with the left foot. Seferovic holds his hand up and apologises. Kaylee, big up from sunny Cape Town. Great stuff. If you want to let me know where you're watching from in the chat, we normally have a fairly good spread around the world often. So I'll start off. I'm here in Bedfordshire with the windows closed whilst a child whines next door. Sunny old Bristol. Arsenal are going to miss Xhaka more than people think. Here is Akanji. Does well with more closing him down. Rodriguez. Xhaka plays forward early. Nodded away. And the Welsh just can't get on the ball at the moment, can they? Which will prove problematic the longer this pattern continues. Sunny old Bristol. Leeds, Yorkshire, Ireland. Nice. Right, here comes a time sync for 12 minutes. 3, 2, 1, stamp. Sunny Leeds, Nottingham, very nice too. Good old Suffolk, Brentford, sunny MK. Liam, you are not far from me at all, my friend. 12-10, go on, Roberts. Nice throw into the centre of the pitch for Aaron Ramsey. Stepping out is Davies. There's the big switch of play, looking for Bale, who brings it down nicely. Gets a bit of a lucky bounce, Bale, but he's still got it. Bale crosses to the back post. Too much on it. First touch was beautiful. Probably touch number 5, the cross. Not the best. And we're in Sheffield and Cornwall, representing all over the place. Swiss playing out from the back there. Welsh pressing high up. They've had to go long in the end. And Wales win it back with Roberts, the right back. He knocks it into Morel, who gives it him back. Poor ball by Roberts given away. Xhaka. Frola. And Babu. Swiss look composed on the ball. Look quite good, actually. Elvedi. The spare centre-back either side is carrying the ball forward. Josh is in Bolivia. How's the Wi-Fi there, mate? There's one in the channel, and it's all the way through. For Danny Ward in the goal. 75% possession so far to the Swiss in the first quarter of an hour of this game. You don't want that continuing. Kiefer Moore has won a foul. I wonder if they'll stick this in the box, the Welsh here, just try and get some pressure. The answer's no. They've taken it quickly. Dan James, 1v1 with Mbabu. Gets the cross in. Moore heads goalwards. Oh, tipped over the bar. There's the danger. Here's me talking about my 75% possession. Oh, a cross in the box. Moore, it's a great header goalwards. Good save, really good save, actually. Moore damns his luck. And the ball is tipped over the top. Unlucky. Nice ball down the left from Dan James. Yeah, it was a decent save, that one. He was really stretching. Welcome, Paul, in Dartford. Home of the QE2 bridge. Here comes the corner for the Welsh, and it goes right-footed. Moore is up there again at the back post. Imagine Kiefer Moore won the golden boot. Unbelievable scenes. We have a foul. Give me 1 second. I don't want to lean across the camera, so we'll go to that screen real quickly, and I will just close the window because that noise is damn annoying, isn't it? Kiefer Moore is just getting some treatment. There we go. Testing the keeper, always good to see. Well, he was up to the challenge, wasn't he? Summer. I think Kiefer Moore's seems to have cut his head open. He's a trooper, though. He'll be continuing. Oh, yeah, he's got a cut just top of his nose. How's Ramsey looking so far? Quiet, Josh. Honestly, quiet. Not been in the game too much. Honestly, that Welsh midfield three has sort of been fairly tight and retreated for a lot of this. Going to have another look at the save by Summer. It's a really excellent save, that actually. There's not a hell of a lot more Kiefer Moore can do with that header. He's moving back. He gets a really good connection on it. Of course, yeah, he could have put it right in the top corner, but really good effort. A good save by Summer, the Mönchengladbach keeper. I think they're just gluing that up and stopping the blood flow, but I'm sure he's going to be good to continue. Kiefer Roberto Francisco Moore. There is a Blue Monday listener, if ever I heard one. Welcome along, QPR forever. A Terry Butcher headdress. Have you actually seen those pictures of Butcher? Like, his entire shirt is covered in blood. He wouldn't be allowed to continue for 1 second, would he? Hydration pen. Then when you melting into a pile of hair. Deary me. I got one of them. I got one of these as well. Remember, I'm on the Cherry Pepsi Max now. And then I've got another one of them. So we're all right, bits. Summer is my fantasy keeper for the Euros. Do you get points for saves or just clean sheets? I know some fantasy teams. Oh, FXT, he is getting the headdress. Lovely to see. Bits will probably, John, actually FXT will remember this. So we're going to go all it. I always remember Ian Marshall smashing his head open against Man United, spending 5 minutes getting it strapped up, blood everywhere, runs straight on the pitch and just headers a goal kick. They're mad footballers, aren't they? Here is Elvedi. Taps that one inside to Frella. Frella knocks it into Embolo, who's frankly all over the place now. Joe Allen goes with him. Seems lots of license to come short and run either channel. Embolo. Roberts has got it in the right back position, plays long down the line. Kiefer Moore is just trotting back up to halfway. We're going to see him on the pitch again in just a second. Aaron Ramsey just covering him up front. And now all is right with the Welsh team. And Babu knocks it down the line. Well read by, was it Mepham or was it Davies? Considered a corner, actually. I do like the look of the two wing-backs for the Swiss, and Barber and Rodriguez, nice and involved, nice and high up the pitch, engaging the fullbacks for the Welsh. Second corner for the Swiss. 19:27 on the clock, although the Welsh have come the closest, haven't they? With that Kiefer Moore header. And big Kiefer is wearing. Oh, what a chance! Oh, it would have been a hell of a goal. On the near post, it's Fabian Schär, the Newcastle centre-half, nearly recreates that Zola goal for Chelsea against Norwich. Volley back heel. Doesn't get any lift on it. It's a good save by Danny Ward, actually, because it's close to his feet. But poor from the Welsh there, completely leaving one of the centre-halves to have a free shot on the near post there. Ward does well with his feet. The attack's not over yet, but Ward makes the catch from the next cross. They seemed all set for the ball to come into the middle of the back post. Goes in low to the near post. Schär can't quite get a decent enough contact. And Ward makes the save with his feet. You'd think if you're a Welsh fan, Rams would be making runs as a second striker as the game goes on. Yeah, he's not got close so far. It's far more 4-3-3 than 4-2-3-1 with Ramsey getting into that 10 position. We'll see if the game swings in the Welsh favour and they can sort of drop Morel in next to Joe Allen and try and release Aaron Ramsey. But at the moment, it's very much two holders sat in there in quite a flat midfield three. Oh, that's given away by Davis and headed away again by Mepham. It's going to be picked up by Rodriguez. Rodriguez to the back post. It's headed goalwards and wide by Seferovic. And Babu was completely open on the back stick there if the cross had gone a little bit further. It's poor by Davis, I think, down that left-hand side. Forgive me, we don't have the best shot here from, from the BBC cameras, especially on that far side. The Welsh go long, and it's given possession straight back to the Swiss. Here is Akanji's. We come up 22. So we're halfway through the first half. 0-0. Reasonably close game. In terms of chances, Kiefer Moore with more of a half chance, but executing really well. Fabian Schär with a good chance there for the Swiss. But in terms of actual in-game and possession, you'd say the Swiss are on top over this first quarter of the game. Akanji just stands on the ball on halfway. Has it gone flat or something? Ref's having a look at it. I think we're going to get a new ball. What are the stats on corners so far, Bits? 3 to the Welsh and 1 to the Swiss. I'm sure the Swiss have had 2, haven't they? Yeah, that may be a dated stat, that. Press refresh. I think it's been 5 so far, hasn't there? Good game for corners, this one, if you're of a gambling persuasion. Oh, sorry, wrong way round. 3 for the Swiss, 1 for the Welsh. Sounds more likely, doesn't it? Now, here they come again down the right-hand side, Switzerland. Seferovic has pulled out wide, knocks it back. It's in the centre midfield. Frella. Clipped into the box. Rodriguez, the left wing-back, arriving on the back post. Decent header cleared by Connor Roberts. It breaks to the edge of the box. It's Granit Xhaka again. Second shot of the game for him. He just drags it wide with the left foot. But when you see the things we're chatting about, wing backs forward in the box, and someone asked about Aaron Ramsey, and he's nowhere near the attacking penalty box, and Granit Xhaka is. You can tell this game is ebbing slightly in the Swiss favour, I would suggest at the moment. Here's Mepham. Mepham out to Roberts. Roberts just drops that inside to Joe Allen. One round the corner. I think they're looking to try and get Bale 1v1 with Akanji. But yeah, it's not keeping the ball, the Welsh, at the moment. And there's a bit of a sense that they're kind of set up to absorb. And then you've got the pace of James, the quality of Bale, and the size of Moore up top. So not quite at it yet, the Welsh, are they, in terms of keeping the ball? Although they win it back there with Joe Allen. And it's given straight back to Mbabu. Shah in the centre circle. Shaqiri's come short. Elvedi back to Shah. The Welsh have got all 11 in their own half here. Shah steps past Kiefer Moore. Lovely ball through the lines there. Fed into Seferovic. Oh, they were trying to give and go there. Ooh. It's worked back to Danny Ward. More by luck than judgment, I think, there. Akanji, he knocks that into Shaqiri. And Switzerland, they're well on top, aren't they, here in terms of possession? Not really created any chance of note from open play there. The best chance came from the set play, didn't it? Here's Rodriguez, the left wing back, who's started the game very nicely for the first quarter. Xhaka helps it on to Frula, out to Mbabu. Mbabu, nice ball fed in. Frula, Towns hits the shot, and it's not far wide. We get contrasting reactions there. Mbabu, Seferovic holds his face, but Danny Ward gives it one of those. He just spins in the box, hits it left-footed. It's coming back. Ooh, yeah. That doesn't miss by much, does it? And Danny Ward can very well stand there and hold his hands up. But that was closer than he thought, I think. And it's curling back in. Yeah, disappointed the replacement ball wasn't delivered by a car. What scenes yesterday? You loved it. Purple Bungalow. Yes, timestamp coming up. 27 minutes in 3, 2, 1, sync. I hope you got that. Sorry. It was jumping up right there. The Swiss make fantastic chocolate. Oh, yes, they do. And cuckoo clocks. Is that the national stereotype we use for the poor old Swiss? Famous for being neutral, yes? Roden plays it out to Davies. Ramsey, lovely little skip, and he's fouled there. Frella brings him down. He'd been properly skinned, though, so he needed to. Morel. And it's back into the centre-backs. Joe Roden plays it to Mepham. And Mepham's going to go long, looking for Moore. Moore wins the header again. Couldn't quite get Bale into the drop zone. The ball's cleared. I thought the Welsh had got up the pitch there, but here come the Swiss on the counter, and it's with Shaqiri. Shaqiri now, he's got Mbabu as the runner from the outside. He tried to feed it through Shaqiri. Tackle came in. Shaqiri seems to think that he was fouled. Referee Turpan says, no, you weren't. Oh, God, yes. Army knives. Knives for any problem, yes. Right, we've done all our stereotypes now. You love to see it. Steve, not seeing much of the ball now. Swiss on top. You're 100% right there, buddy. 67-33, the possession in favour of the Swiss. But the Welsh, they've got those dangerous players if they can get them anywhere near the goal. James Moore and Bale, obviously, up the top. In terms of possession, it's a squash at the moment. It's a no contest. Switzerland have been all over that. And Wales getting deeper and deeper. There's Xhaka looking for Mbabu with a switch of play. And Mbabu knocks in looking for Seferovic, is headed away by Roden. And now, here we go. Here come the Welsh on the break. Dan James coming down the left-hand side. Bale is on the back post. He's unmarked. James, that's got to be a yellow card there. Really cynical tackle by Friller. And there's exactly what we were saying. For all of the possession, little quick turnover there. And James, he really had, sorry, it wasn't Friller, it was Fabian Schär on toast there. And real cynical foul by Schär there because James was past him. And it's a free kick to Wales, which I'm sure Gareth Bale will be interested in. We're coming up half an hour. Bale is just figuring out what his strategy is going to be from this free kick. It's right on the corner, the left corner of the penalty box. Bale is setting his run up decisively. And I'm sure Kiefer Moore will be the target if it is a cross, although he might just try and smack this in and hope for a parry off the keeper. It's almost one that's worth, if he can get it in low and there's a spillage. Meffam's on the back post. James Ramsey, I think, is in there as well. Bale is constantly looking to his right. Is that a decoy? No, it's not. In goes the cross. Lovely cross by Bale. Don't think anybody touched it in the end. And if I'm Gareth Bale, I'm pretty much saying, where were you? Beautiful delivery that. We just saw the replay. Nobody getting across the back post. There, floated in nicely. And yeah, nobody on the end of it. And given the game state we've seen so far, they've got to make first contact on those set plays. Here is Akanji. Great ball. I hate this stadium. It's a bit of a bowl. I must admit, it's hard work with the camera angle they've got, seeing the far side of the pitch. Here is Schär, who's got to play on a yellow card now. They'll be interested to get Kiefer Moore and Dan James touch tight with him now, won't they? A potential red card risk. Here's the one into the channel for James to chase. And he can't quite get there. 32 gone. Wales 0, Switzerland 0. Wales going closest, actually, but that doesn't really tell the story of the game. The Swiss have kind of bossed the majority of this match, but Wales do look like they've got a threat on transition for sure, especially with Dan James down that left-hand side. If they can hit him nice and early, definite outlet there. Friller, Akanji into Embolo. Embolo back to Schär. Schär goes long and diagonal. It's a good ball. Rodriguez does really well to keep that in. High up on the left-hand side, Friller. Friller crosses to the back post, looking for Mbabu. And not very convincing from Danny Ward there. It's good defending from Ben Davies, but Ward comes and he gets absolutely nowhere near that, I have to say. Davies deals with it, but any header from Mbabu there, and it's open goal land, isn't it? Corner to the Swiss. They got first contact on the last one of these easily. Schär with that chance on the near post. In it comes left-footed, exactly the same corner again. Akanji there this time. His shot's deflected out. And it's going to be another corner to the Swiss. In it comes again to the near post, headed out by Moore. And again, big Kiefer up there. Frella wins it back and then hikes the ball ridiculously high in the air back to Shaqiri, who does well to control and gets it back. And they're going to have a rebuild. Here is Fabian Shah. Across it goes and in to Akanji. They're not quite back in shape yet, the Swiss. Sometimes odd when you're coming back from a set play. You tend to have all odd players in odd positions. You're trying to build an attack up and all feels a bit foreign. Another diagonal looking for Rodriguez, the left wing back. They've been quite keen to hit that ball, haven't they? Early switch of play to the wing back either side. Been pretty effective, hasn't it? Here is Akanji. Just knocks that one inside. Embolo hits the shot, and that's deflected, and it's going to be yet another corner. He was charged down pretty much at source there, Embolo, but crikey, I think we're up to corner number 5 or 6 now, if that hasn't updated, for the Swiss, who have now also built up 68% possession in this game. Shaqiri, I'm guessing, is going to take this one. They've all gone into the near post. Same again. Exactly the same again. Kiefer Moore heads it away, as he's very good at. Now, here comes a Welsh counter. Ramsey tries to knock it in early to Bale, but the cross is deflected. Frella sweeps it up, and it's back with Sommer. And here come the Swiss again. Frella is coming up halfway. Bale tracking back. Rodriguez has got it. Frella back into Shah. And it does feel like almost the key players in this game are the 2 spare Swiss centre-backs. They're having a lot of the ball with how deep the Welsh are getting now, aren't they? Here's Frella. If they can use the ball well, those two, particularly with those switches of play, that could be a route to open them up. Here's Embolo. Nice feet by him. Driven across the box by Rodriguez. Lovely touch by Bale there. Back to Roberts, and the Welsh are going to get their one clear. Metham hoiks it forward. Way over Kiefer Moore's head, though. How would these tournaments work out if it was a GB team? Well, I guess the more players you got to pick from, the better your pool of players is, the better your team is, possibly. Doesn't always work out like that, though, does it? Not to forget, a Toblerone Swiss. I did not know that. Every day is a school day on the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please hit subscribe if you're new around here. Yes, we've gone up a few. Lovely. 17,191 subscribers on the channel. Thank you, each and every one of you. Here's Shah. Who has it back from Elvedi. Shah knocks it out to Frella. Central midfielder just taking up a left side position. Akanji plays it back to Frella. Frella back in. Swish, very patient, you have to say. Akanji. Wales not quite as defensive as the Turks were last night, but certainly sitting back for sure, aren't they? Yeah, Welsh soaking up too much need to pass through the midfielders. Yeah, the Welsh midfield, who put that one in? Kevin. The Welsh midfield has been almost exclusively just auxiliary defenders, haven't they? Morel, Ramsey, and Allen. Interesting to see Kiefer Moore get a Premier League move. Yeah, be quite the rise for him, wouldn't he? Although he wouldn't get to work with good old Mick McCarthy then, would he? Knocked in looking for Mbolo. Cleared out. He's causing trouble with his movement. Mbolo. Looks like a decent dribbler as well. Xhaka, Frella, Shah, Xhaka, Elvedi. This is all in their own half for Switzerland, by the way, as we count up even more passes. That's a nice ball through the lines. Akanji, spare centre-back forward again. He knocks that one inside. Frella, a bit of space. Is he going to have a shot? No, he's not. Feeds it through to Seferovic, hits the shot right-footed over the top. He's furious with himself there for not hitting the target. Looks like a powerful striker, Seferovic, the Benfica forward. He had one really good effort, didn't he, with the left foot curling in. This was with the right foot. To be fair to Ramsey, he does well to put him off, but I can see Seferovic's point, why he's angry with himself. Should probably work the keeper there, shouldn't he? Still had enough time despite Ramsey's pass. Look at the view for the Welsh fans. We got a running track around the pitch as well. Yeah, big keeper is so good in the air. It's actually better to cross the ball slightly behind him. Well, that's certainly what happened for that big chance, wasn't it? Defender couldn't get near, could he? Here is Mbabu. Mbabu knocks that one up the line. Seferovic feeds it into Mbolo. A little miscontrol by Roden. Here is Mbabu again, trying to beat Ben Davis. Not managing it, and Davis gets the clearance up the line. Here is Akanji. And I think it's Ben Davis has gone through the back of Mbabu, the right wing back, who stays down. I don't think the yellow card's going to come up for that one. Have a look. Oh, actually, it might. We'll see how kindly referee Turpan is feeling about that. Ben Davis, very, very much second to that ball. Swiss have a goal-scoring problem. Seferovic gets in the right areas, needs to be more clinical. Well, that's pretty much summed up the first minutes of this game, and this game in general, really, just in terms of they've done a lot right, the Swiss, but yeah, there's no real sign of them getting on the score sheet. Surprised Wilson didn't start. Mbabu's still down, by the way. We're just waiting for... I don't think the yellow card's going to come out. Surprised Wilson didn't start. Played with Moore. Saved James for 7 minutes. I think we'll see Harry Wilson at some point. Won't we? Bale has only had 10 touches of the ball. Yes. Quite a simple equation. Get your best player on the ball, isn't it? In fairness, most of the Wales attacks have started with Dan James. Yeah, on transition as well for sure. Swiss not having to defend, allowing the wing-backs to push up the pitch. Agreed. Not just the wing-backs, the two centre-halves on the outsides are completely free. Echoes of last night, but I'm not for 1 minute suggesting the Welsh have been quite as defensive as the Turks. In comes the free kick from Switzerland. Decent header by Bale over his own bar. And that is going to be corner number 7 to Switzerland as we come up 44 minutes. The Swiss 9 shots to 2, 72% possession. and corner number 7, which Rodriguez. Look, I know we'll get the old reductive comment. Those aren't the stats that matter, but they normally lead towards the stats that matter, don't they? If you let it run too far in that direction. Rodriguez corner in from the left. Shah wins the header. It's recycled. Big header away by Roberts. In they come back again. I think it was Xhaka. Sorry, not Xhaka. Shaqiri. Wales try to counter. All a bit messy, that. Possession swings back and forward about 3 times in 20 seconds. And out it goes again. And the Swiss are back in a possession. Here's Rodriguez. Talking about touches. He's probably had more than anyone, hasn't he? The wing back. And Babu sweeps that in. Now here's Embolo. Embolo knocks it off. Oh, that's a chance for Seferovic. Wales all at 6s and 7s there. Embolo was backing in. It was just a simple early ball forward. And they completely lost Seferovic there. Oh, it's not good defending at all there. Mepham gets with Embolo, but Joe Rodden completely lost Seferovic. And that, I can see what, looking at Danny Ward's expression, he's saying, look, that should be 1-0. You cannot lose. It was just an early ball in from the right-hand side. And yeah, they totally lost the runners. Totally lost the runners, didn't they? Yeah, how have they missed? And Bolo held the ball. I was wondering whether he was going to go down. Feels like the fans a little... yeah, the running tracks is hard, isn't it? I mean, some of these stadiums with running tracks are magnificent, but you know me, guys, what snob I am about the view I get. Especially if you're behind a goal with a running track. You're miles away from the other end, aren't you? Especially with my eyesight. And Babu, we are into stoppage time. 46:30 on the clock. So about 30 seconds of the first half to go. Or of the minimum remaining stoppage time. Shah tries to switch the play. They've got a lot of those, right? Not that one. Just blasted over Rodriguez's head. And it's going to be a throw-in, although I suspect referee Turpan is going to blow. Oh, no, he's blown the whistle already. So, half-time, Wales 0, Switzerland 0. Switzerland dominating the ball, really, 72% on the possession. 7 corners to 1, 11 shots to 2. But it's 0-0. And that header for Kiefer Moore that was tipped over the box was pretty much as close as anybody got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the first half. If Lock Yes is right, that the Swiss are impotent up front, and I've got no evidence to the contrary in that first half, are the Welsh on the right track here? Is their midfield just a little bit too passive and needed to push up the pitch a little bit? Tell me what you think. Are there any tweaks you'd make? Bear in mind, we saw the Turks, who had Italy at 0-0 at half-time, stick a less defensively minded player across from the left into the middle and completely go to pieces in the second half yesterday. So, yes, should be a pen. Lucky not to give a penalty away. Yes, and Bolo was backing in. I thought it was a bit 6-1, half a dozen the other, but it's very, very easy. As soon as you get a little bit handsy, the penalty is being given, isn't it? But yeah, second players will get tired in the Baku heat. I wonder if Wales will have the quality to make the necessary subs. I mean, they've got the numbers, but your questions about the quality, Harry Wilson, I guess. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Rotherham players furloughed. Do they really? That's not good. Will there be a national holiday if England won the Euros? I suspect there probably would be. Yeah. Compare Upton Park. We talked about running tracks as well. Like watching Blues under Gary Rowett watching Wales. They've been quite passive, haven't they? But let me run through those three guys up the front. There's all the tools there. Again, with Bale's quality, the size and strength of Kiefer Moore and the speed of Dan James. That's the way Switzerland can score, by moving the ball quickly. Yeah, they've been a bit more patient generally, but that switch of play, I mean, literally, that was just an early ball into the front, caught the Welsh out, didn't it? So, going to mix it up, haven't you? Mix it up. Go ahead and tear it up. John, Italy have no concerns in this group. I think I agree with that, yeah. Steve, defensively, we played well, but the midfield have been bypassed. Auxiliary defenders, aren't they, really? Need to use the width, inject pace, undoubtedly have. I want a bit more retention. Apart from that, Steve, all going very well. Enjoyed the mention of petrol price from the car. I've got my earphones in, Mark. I can't hear it, but yeah, any Partridge references, all good for me. This game is the same script as last night's game. Well, do the Swiss have the same quality, though, to make things count? Oh, it's a good point, actually, a couple of you were making. There's a real big handful of shirt there that I think Mepamon and Bolo has got, but surely Seferovic should score anyway, regardless of any pushing and pulling. Current theme of the tournament, red team defends, white team attacks. Can't argue with that, Paul, at the moment. Let's see what the Finns and the Danes. Is that going to be a red and white one? Who's the de facto home team in that one? I haven't got it up on the board. It should be red versus white, there, shouldn't it? Italy and Wales go through from this group. Interesting. Seferovic misses too many chances. Yeah, I was kind of on his side with the first couple that he didn't score from, but the last one he should score, shouldn't he? We saw Turkey tire quickly out of possession. Yeah, and once they went, didn't they? I think we've just seen how spaced out the Welsh are on the BBC halftime analysis. Turkey v Wales, -1, you think? Yeah. And here, Wales have looked dangerous. Dan James has looked dangerous. More a threat from set plays. Concerned with the back line. I think just the general setup as well has just given the Swiss so much possession. 72% of it. Looking at the website, somebody said Rotherham players will be furloughed. Oh dear, that's not good news. Rotherham normally well run, aren't they? Made a profit last time in the Championship. No COVID then, though, was there? Surely Wales can't be that passive in the second half. Well, this is the thing that Turkey had, John, to counter last night is, what do? How do you take a first half where you've been quite defensive? What I would say is probably Turkey conceded less good chances than Wales did, you would have to say. What do you do with that? Do you know what I mean? If you open up, you're just going to get played through like the Turks did last night. Where do you go from that type of first half performance? Switzerland so wasteful so far. Italy never had any concerns in this group, says Steve. No, but you never know. If someone's at it, just get a little bit of a roll. They can, win the first game and then it's that head-to-head possibly. You never know, do you? Switzerland should be in front. Wales have allowed too many crosses into their box, too many shots. Wales started all right, lost their way going forward. Metham is a horror show. And Wales may tire. Well said, Chris. All good points we've had. And for all of that, there is the quick transition. Dan James cross in, and it's a really good header that by Kiefer Moore. He's unlucky not to score. They could save by Summer in goal. Lovely little tip over the bar. Switzerland, Jason. Switzerland always get out of the group stage despite looking poor. Ramsey sat too deep. Yeah, I mean, the question is, can they afford to just leave Morel and who's the other deep midfielders? Joe Allen, isn't it? And free Ramsey up. Does seem to be a little bit of a waste. Be serious. You never know, Steve, honestly. In a 3-game league, what we do know in this tournament, Steve, in terms of qualification, is 1 win is absolutely massive. I wouldn't be saying that if it was just the top 2 qualifying. And I wouldn't be saying that if it was, I don't know, 3 third-place teams going through. But with 4 third-place teams going through, just 1 win, and we'll say this all the way through the group stages, 1 win and you are so close to being through. And let's be honest, someone's going to qualify with 3 points, aren't they? You know it's going to happen on goal difference. So, yes. The Swiss could play for missed chances. The coach of Wales is not Giggs. So maybe some continuity issues. Would a point be enough in this group? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. And then the 2 teams both go away and say, can either of us beat Turkey then? And you're then in the lap of the gods. Get to 4 points, though. I mean, goodness me. Need pace up top Wales. Put Bale at point and more behind him. Yeah, it does feel like if we continue in the same way, feels like there is precious little they can do. Jason, in fairness, Ben, only 1 third-place team didn't win a game and then qualified. Won the tournament. There you go. They draw all 3, the Portuguese. Don't put Morel next to another slow midfielder. Well, there we go. Right, keep your comments coming in, guys. Great stuff. I think we're a little bit concerned about the Welsh in this second half, aren't we? Let's see what Rob Page has got up his sleeve. Honestly, guys, actually, you tell me now. Let's all put our Welsh hats on as they're one of our home nations. Would you take 0-0 right now for the sake of the Welsh and then go ahead and regroup? Let me know what you think. Perhaps the Italians will wrap up the group before they play us and rest play. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. Next watch along. I'm doing Belgium, Russia, and I will be spending time with the missus in between. And I have spent time with the missus this morning. I promise. More than okay. Lacks pace at this level. Needs some movement. Yeah. Understood. Portugal won the tournament after only winning 1 match in 90 minutes. Beautiful. Lovely. Lots of yeses in terms of the Welsh. Take a point. Move forward, I think. So, yes, to Frank's question. Excuse me. Change drinks now. We're going to be back at 7:45 for Belgium versus Russia, which will be the second Group B game because obviously Finland and Denmark are playing in the meantime at 5 p.m, aren't they? But I did that on playoff day. Honestly, I can't do 3 games in a day. Too much for me. Let me just bring the group up so you can see if things did stay the same. That's what we'd be looking at. Italy out in front on 3. If it stayed 0-0, Italy would have been the only team to score as well. Plenty of clean sheets all around there. And then basically it's both teams, Switzerland and Wales, have to play the Turks and both teams have to play the Italians. And then you never know. I know people thought that the Turks were not great last night, but maybe Turkey would be looking at it thinking, okay, 0-0 is a nice draw for us. We can still catch both of those teams fairly handily, and your destiny kind of in your own hands in terms of getting second or third place. Oh, it's not recurring. Oh, dear. Bless me. Going to watch the Danish game, John. Anybody attempting all 3 games today? I suppose it's a bit different watching and yelling down a mic all the way through these. We should be back with the second half any second, really. They're just doing an interview or running VT from an interview with Scotland manager Steve Clarke. Just to flash up what is going on tomorrow. I'm sure you do not need me to tell you what's going on tomorrow, but I'm going to remind you anyway, because it's good old England. Bring it on. England versus Croatia tomorrow at 2 p.m. Austria versus North Macedonia. Netherlands versus the Ukraine. The Scots don't play until Monday, but we will be looking forward to and enjoying that one, hopefully, as well. Try and get all of the home nations games done as watch-alongs here. So the next watch-along, will be Belgium-Russia. Then we've got 2 tomorrow again. England-Croatia at 2. Netherlands-Ukraine at 8. And then it'll be Scotland-Czech at 2. And then Spain-Sweden at 8. Then the schedule changes on Tuesday, where there's no more 2 p.m. games. So we will be having very busy evenings. We'll be going right through 5 p.m. to sort of 10 p.m. there. But I promise I will hang out with Shaylee during the day. What are you guys saying here? Turkey game. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Turks in Baku, isn't there? I wonder if Hal Robson-Kanu gets sick of watching back that goal. I must have seen it about 20 times even just today, for goodness sake. I'll be attempting every game in this tournament, apart from the 2-at-1 thing. You can do it. 2-at-1 is the best, isn't it? Just get the iPad on and a TV screen or phone and an iPad or whatever. Might do Denmark, Finland. Well, setting up the barbecue. You love to see it, Frank. You're not watching it, Anna? Or you are? Won't be bothering with Denmark. It's sunny out. Oh, Carl's going to watch all 3 and the Copa America as well. My God. Ridiculous. Tuesday is massive. Bring it on. 5 matches a day. Oh, dear. Can't do it. Can't do it. My limit's 2. Have any of you lot done 2 in a day in person? I've done that a few times. In fact, I think I've done it 3 times. And the worst one was at the end of the Championship 2018-19 season. I'm sure some of you watched the watch-along. I was at Bramall Lane for Sheffield United versus Forest at midday. And I was then at Norwich versus... Who did they play? Sheffield Wednesday at 7:45, possibly 7. I can't remember what time the kickoff was. Believe me, it is not fun driving from Sheffield to Norwich, having to get to a game. I also did 2 playoffs in a day. Villa versus West Brom, followed by Derby versus Leeds. And believe me, that's not a long journey. But I think the games were at I think one was at 12:30 and then one was at 5 or something. So there wasn't a lot of time. I made it. And I think on Boxing Day or something, I did Brentford versus Swansea, which has then turned into a playoff every season since. And then Reading versus QPR in the evening, straight down the M4. That one was fairly easy. Plenty of time on that one, but there you go. Was that the game of the night? Yes, it was. Yeah, it was 2-2. And Blades won 2-0. Forest had someone sent off. I can't remember. Goodness me. Right. We have kicked off the second half. It is Wales 0, Switzerland 0. No substitutions. Will the Welsh improve? Bit of a concern that if they don't, they could be heading for bottom of the group here. And Babu throws it in, and the Swiss playing right out from deep in their own penalty box there. Cool as you like. Akanji, nice ball through. And here's Mbolo. There was a slip there. Mbolo charging forward. Here's Mbabu. Mbolo hits the shot. It's blocked by Joe Rodden. And who fouled who there? Yeah, it was Mbabu fouled. And I can't see because the Wales 0, Switzerland 0 graphic is up in the way. Dan James, yeah, you can imagine. If there's a foot race ever, yeah, Dan James is probably going to win it. Good call by referee Turpin. Oh, 3 in a day. I've never managed to do 3 in a day. I'm sure I will one time. But yeah, it would need to be lots of London games, I think, wouldn't it? Big long goal kick by Danny Ward. And the card is going to come out for Kiefer Moore, I think. What happened there then? I think a clumsy arm and the yellow card came out. Fabian Shah is down. So we now have 2 players in the book, Shah and Moore, who were involved in that coming together. I suspect Moore was considered to be endangering his opponent there. No possible sense of a intentional strike, but yes. One Blues game a weekend is enough for me. Yeah. Tell me about it. Wales 0, Switzerland 0. If anyone wants a time sync, I'll give you one. We're 47. 40 on the clock. Fabian Shah is just walking away to the touchline. I'm sure he's going to be okay, but they need to do the concussion stuff, I'm sure. Getting him cleaned up. I think he might have a bloody nose as well. Are we going to get 2 players in Terry Butcher headbands? It's helped done. Here's Embolo. Embolo is bustling through. Oh, good save. Really good play by Embolo. He couldn't really get into the box, but it's a really nice turn. Explosive from Embolo. And look how he accelerates away from the both of them there. He's got no right to get through the 2 centre-halves there, has he? Mepham and Roden. Look at that. Pace and strength. Can't find the corner, though. Ward well positioned and he tips it away. Well played, Embolo. Another corner for the Swiss. In it comes Embolo! And he scores! Having won the corner, Embolo heads in on 48 and the Swiss have the lead. The marking was not great. Embolo barely had to jump, but his good work is rewarded from the corner and it is Wales 0. Switzerland 1. Embolo on the score sheet. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who's lost him there in the middle there? I think it's Connor Roberts, is it? Yeah, he knows it as well. Look how he walks away. It's really poor from Roberts, isn't he? He doesn't even look back. Trying to get touch tight. Embolo just manages to shepherd him away and heads it down and into the net. Wales 0, Switzerland 1. Bad news for the Welsh. And Switzerland move into second and level on points with Italy up at the top of Group A. Bad news for the Welsh. Embolo had started the second half well, though, hadn't he? Just forcing that chance. Oof. Embolo looks explosive. Oh, yes. A bit of a beast. What a player. Need a Wales goal now. Embolo is a Cameroon-born striker. Good goal. Too strong. Yeah. And let's be honest. We've seen Connor Roberts punches his weight in the air, doesn't he? I always remember him scoring that goal where he outjumped Sammy Amiobi, but he was no match for Breel Embolo there, was he? Wales 0, Switzerland 1. What does Rob Page have up his sleeve? Bear in mind, Is it the Italians next? That's the Turkish next for the Welsh. The Swiss have to face the Italians next. So a draw is desirable. Obviously, it's far more desirable than a defeat. Bale crosses in looking for more. That's easy for Sommer. Why would you have Roberts marking in Bolo? I suppose the centre-halves were marking sort of Severovic and Shah, the big centre-backs, and Bolo's probably not the... Here he comes again, actually driving forward. Great run by Mbolo. Plays it out to Mbabu. Oh, what a dreadful finish. Mbolo is absolutely taking Wales to school now. He really, really is. He's totally at it. He's just barging through the defence here. It's a dreadful finish by Mbabu. He tries to side foot it and shape it in the corner. But they cannot get near Mbolo at the minute. He's coming short. He's dribbling the ball and he's dominating the game at the moment, the number 7 for the Swiss. James down the left now. Oh, James beats his man. It was Shah as well if he took him down. Red card risk, of course. Ramsey crosses in looking for more, headed away. Wales need to keep up some intensity now. They're high up the pitch for once. Allen. A little step over there from Ramsey. Morel to Bale. Bale steps inside. And that is going to be a goal kick. Deflected and out it went. I think it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, Bale is contesting that. And the Swiss restart. 53 gone. Wales 0, Switzerland 1. Mbolo having a very good 5 minutes. And here's the goal scorer. Here's Shaqiri, clipped in, nodded away by Metham. Bale flicks it on. Akanji, and he goes home to Summer. And let's be honest, guys, if the first half is anything to go by, the Swiss did not find it hard to keep possession against this Welsh setup, did they? Akanji. Frella. Shah. Shah plays it into the channel. It wasn't a bad ball, actually. Just bounced up and Shaqiri couldn't control it. Should we have a look at the Welsh bench? What would you do? Let me know. Look, Williams, Ampadu, Lockyer, Gunter, Norrington, Davis could go to 3, I guess. The other Williams, Brooks is there, Levitt, Tyler Roberts, Harry Wilson. I'm looking at people like Williams, Brooks, Roberts, or Wilson maybe, but sometimes it's not as straightforward as just throwing on a creative player. Sometimes you need to have a little proper tweak, don't you? Change the shape. Bad tackle by Ramsey on Mbabu. Referee Turpan gives the foul, but keeps his cards in his pocket. Just runs across his path there. Aaron Ramsey. You don't have the letter A in Yorkshire, do you, Iain? Brilliant. What's my normal answer here? We should always celebrate language differences. If not, we need to all speak the same. And let's be honest, when people want people to speak the same, they want them to speak the same as they do, don't they? All good fun anyway. This could get nasty now. Chasing the game is going to leave us wide open. Not good. I think the Welsh should take care of their goal difference. Seemed that was what they were trying in the first half, wasn't it? Where do you get the shirt from, Ben? Looks beautiful. I'll tell you in a sec. In fact, it's ticking along the bottom, Kyle. Out it goes. Here's Ramsey crossing position. Ramsey into the near post. James with their header. Good clearance. I think it was Fabian Shah again. Good header from Dan James on the near post. And that guy, Embolo, wins it again. Now Seferovic beating up on Metham. Seferovic has still got it, holds it up well. Teesprings.com for your Benjamin Bloom football channel shirt. Thank you for the plug, Kyle. Is it ticking along the bottom? Where is it? Yeah, it is. Teesprings shop. You'll find me. Or it's under the videos on YouTube. You can see it. Should probably do a giveaway for one of them, shouldn't I? Here is Seferovic. Akanji looking for that big diagonal. And Babu, good defending by Ben Davies in the left back area. He comes away and Babu sprints back, tries to make him chase it, and here's Rudden. We're coming up to the hour mark. Ramsey. There's a big switch of play there looking for James. Good ball, good touch by James. James v. and Babu now. He beats him. James gets the cross in, falls to the back post, and the shot is driven in. It's blocked at source. And Seferovic wins the foul. Good play there by the Welsh. I think it's Joan Morell on the back post. Here's Akanji. Elvedi and Babu. Poor ball up the line looking for Shaqiri. Ramsey tries to switch the play, hoiks it up in the air. He's managed to do so. It's into the right back area. Here's Bale coming short, excuse me. Bale, quick dribble and a switch of play to the other side for him. One winger to the other. Here's James. James, they've doubled up on him. Looked like Embolo fouled him then. Maybe tackling is not his strong suit. I think it's a corner, though, so it wasn't a foul. So maybe tackling is his strong suit. There you go. Take that one back. Apologies, Mr. Embolo, who has stayed down. He's become the key man for the Swiss, so they'll be hoping he's not hurt. He kind of treads on the ball and then he plants his left foot. Or he just puts all his weight on his left foot temporarily there. Yeah, that's what they're having a look at. He's just getting up Embolo, which is we see the goal one more time. Nice delivery in. I guess it would have been Shaqiri that took that one. And Embolo just evaded Roberts. Yeah, Shaqiri with the assist. And nodded in. Corner to the Welsh then. I think Embolo's still getting treatment. So 11 v 10 for this corner, which Dan James is going to take right-footed. In it comes, headed away by Akanji. Edge of the box, driven in. And it's deflected over. It was Ben Davis who holds his head. Half chance there. He doesn't get a bad first touch. In fact, it's a very good first touch. And a really good defending by Akanji, who hands behind his back, just gets his chest on that and it deflects over the top. Another corner to the Welsh. Dan James again, right-footed in-swinger from the left. That's poor. Nobody at the back post, and that's where the corner went. Here is Rodriguez inside, looking for Shaqiri. Horrible ball. And Davies takes it off him. Little one inside to Kiefer Moore in the centre circle. Allen. Wells moving the ball quite nicely. Here's Bale. Bale tries to dribble. Strong defending from Kanji, who just wasn't having him pass there at all, was he? Good defending from the Dortmund man. Here's Severovic. All fed through nicely by Xhaka, looking for Mbolo. And good tackle by Joe Roden. This has opened up a bit more now. It's a bit stretched. I don't know whether that suits the Welsh or not. I suppose it does, because it was very much just the Swiss controlling the game for a lot of it. But this looks desirable. Here comes Ramsey. Ramsey on the left, outside, inside. Well shackled by Elvedi. Here's Davies. Plays it in to Mepham. And Mepham to Bale, who's very deep now. Bale to Morel. It's good from the Welsh. Roberts back to Bale. Notice Bale dropping deeper and Ramsey getting further forward. Might work, mightn't it? Good ball out left to Dan James, who is fouled by Mbabu, and the yellow card is coming out. They can't live with his speed, can they, Dan James? And Kevin Mbabu of Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Is yellow carded. Another free kick. Gareth Bale's not interested in this one. Aaron Ramsey is over it. (63:25) on the clock. Can they get first contact from the set play? Ramsey's going to swing it in right-footed. Bale's in the box. I can see Kiefer Moore central. Ben Davies on the back post. Ramsey puts it in. Oh, it's a good delivery again. Oh, it felt like someone was going to get on the end of that. They've had two of them now, Wales, haven't they? Nice delivery. Oh, and you just watch it curve in. Nobody touches it. Exactly the same for Bale's one in the first half. Excuse me. Wales 0, Switzerland 1. Moore. Ramsey. Ramsey to James. Ramsey's influence is growing, which we all said he didn't have any in the first half. Was defending the whole time, wasn't he? So that's good news for the Welsh. Roberts into the front to Moore. Bounces off him, and now here come Switzerland. Shaqiri. Oh, here's Mbolo. Mbolo into the box. Curls it right-footed. Oh, he is a tricky customer, isn't he? Mbolo, the third of the Mönchengladbach players. Just curls that right-footed. How much does that miss by? Not a lot. Oof. Dangerous striker, Mbolo. Goal kick to the Welsh, but Shaqiri is coming off now. And I think it's going to be Zakira who is coming on. Dennis Zakira, who plays for guess who? Borussia Mönchengladbach. So I suspect that's going to shore up that midfield a little bit now. Shaqiri is a bit of a luxury player, isn't he? And skillful technique. Lift it over the leg of the defender. And Bole might be a baller. Certainly has been in this second half, hasn't he, for sure? Lack of attack at the far post. Same as the one in the first half, wasn't it? Kevin, sorry to say more isn't good enough for this level. Good championship player. At this level, nowhere near it. Did he just win the free kick more? I think he did. Off a Kanji. No, he didn't. It's a throw in to the Swiss in the left back area. So the Swiss going first in terms of substitutes. Petkovic just shoring up his central midfield. What has Robert Page got up his sleeve? I assume there's already been instruction to Aaron Ramsey to get further forward, but otherwise, nothing changing yet for the Welsh, who trail 1-0 to Switzerland. Akanji, who's furious about the lack of options in midfield there, plays it to Shah. Game's down to walking pace here. And it's out on the left. I think it's Freuler who'd just dropped into that half position, which he's found quite a lot. And yeah, the Swiss just playing it about at the back. Akanji steps out, but then gets it back. And Swiss just keeping the ball. I don't blame them. No pressure from the Welsh front line to press them. Trying to draw them out here at Akanji. Wales just a little bit nosebleed, isn't it? They don't want to get up the pitch and get caught, but they're trailing. They kind of need to, I think. Rob Page, deep in thought, chatting with his staff. No sign of a substitution, though. And the ball's all the way through to Sommer. And here come the Swiss again, who are just going to set up, get in shape, and knock the ball around at the back. 65 across the game, 65% possession for Switzerland. Right, the Welsh have finally won it back now. Here's Ben Davies in the left back position. Allen, Morel, Bale. Bale comes down the right. Easy ball on inside. Ramsey back to Bale. Bale's giving it away. And Switzerland can counter now. Although they choose not to. And it's back amongst the centre-backs one more time. It's just a big game of keep ball now. Substitute Zakaria getting involved for the first time. Here's Davis trying a little slalom run there. Moore takes it on. Allen, nice switch of play from Allen. Going to get in a crossing position here. Down the right. It's gone in short to Bale from Roberts. Bale's got it back again. Bale on the left foot, cuts inside off the right. Bale feeds it in. It was a nice looking ball, actually. No one was there to read it on Bale's wavelength there. But now here's Davis again. Now he crosses in. Moore knocks it down. Headed on by Ramsey. Roberts in there in the box with Rodriguez. Rodriguez, who's played well, the left wing back, does nicely. and gets that one clear. Wales have played the best 15 since they conceded. Need to push on now. Be brave. Not lose 2-0 for sure, yeah. There's the risk, isn't it? Wales missing a savage-type midfielder. Yeah, I'm sure all these guys can run, can't they? But, yeah, they haven't defended on the front foot from midfield, have they? Bale out to Morel. Roberts, Ramsey, Bale, who I'm mentioning more and more, which is probably a good thing, although he is coming deeper and deeper. Bale to Rodden, the Swiss back in shape now, all defending, and that's poor. Under hit pass, and Babu takes it off James and runs it up the line, and that bit of territory built up has all gone now. Ramsey's won it back. Now, while the game's stretched, can they move the ball a bit quicker? Ramsey into Allen. Good tackle by Elvedi on James. Welsh have got it back. Allen switches the play. And here's Bale again. He's probably had more touches in the last 3-4 minutes than the entire rest of the game put together. James on the left wing knocks it inside. Ramsey, early ball. Davis, really good crossing position. Not a good cross. Kiefer Moore gives him the thumbs up. It was a good underlap by Ben Davis. But they did have Kiefer Moore 1v1 on the back post there. Couldn't get the cross in. A 3-5-2-1 formation. That will definitely win. Bale has been poor, but yeah, got to keep him in there, haven't you, I guess? Here comes the corner. It's gone short. Worked in and the near post, and they've equalised. Kiefer Moore has scored for Wales. They take the corner short, and Kiefer Moore on the near post glances the header in. The Welsh fans go mad. Wales 1, Switzerland 1. How about that, guys? The Welsh have equalised. I was just about to be one of those typical football fans and go, well, what are you taking the corner short for? They nailed it, didn't they? A nicely worked one. They got more free for once, and he powers the header in. It's a lovely header by Kiefer Moore. Beautiful goal. Aaron Ramsey runs off and celebrates this. Morel with the crossing. That's a great header, isn't it? Give him the service, and he gets the goal. Rob Page celebrates. It may be slightly undeserved, but who cares? Wales 1, Switzerland 1. Kiefer Moore on the score sheet. Wow! Let's have a look. Unbelievable. We're on our way, says Bits, $9.99. Super chat. Beautiful stuff. Kiefer Moore. Unbelievable stuff. Go on, the Welsh. You love to see it, don't you? Game on. Nice set play. It was a good set play because it wasn't a typical short corner. David Brooks has come on for Dan James, by the way. James has played well, hasn't he? Brooks on. We'll see who goes where. It looks like Bale has gone to the left and Brooks to the right. But the Welsh have equalised. And for all the stats tell us that this game has gone completely the other direction, it's 1-1. And Kiefer Moore is on the score sheet. The championship on the big stage. Fantastic glanced header. Oh, yes. Yes, and will both teams just take the draw now and go head-to-head with Turkey? Both got to play the Italians and the Turks after this, haven't they? Wales 1. Switzerland 1. Former Ipswich Town player Kiefer Moore nods in the goal. You love to see it. Go on, the Welsh. So David Brooks is on. He will play down the right-hand side. Bale has gone to the left. Bale Just trying to work Mbabu there. Can't get past him. 76 on. Gone, excuse me. Dan James had a good game. Yeah, a good performance by Dan James. I can only think he was knackered. Rodriguez crosses in for the Swiss, so it's going to go loose on the back post. Zakaria. Embolo. Oh, the header is still in play, actually, and Joe Allen gets it clear. Zakaria crossed to the far post, and Embolo is arriving on the back post, and he doesn't get the direction on the header at all. Griff Metham is screaming for offside. Another chance, though, for the Swiss as the Welsh hold on to this precious point, or even better, possibly. Weird coming together then in the midfield between Xhaka and, I didn't see who the Welsh player was. He's Ramsey, actually, probably former teammates at Arsenal, were they? Did they? Or were they ships that passed in the night? Pass. Bluebird legend. Hearts of the Dragon. Imagine if the red wall was out there. You love it. Cross to the far post. It's gone out. It's going to be a goal kick to Switzerland. 77-27 on the clock. There's the goal again. Lovely glancing header by Kiefer Moore, who's filled his boots this season. Scored plenty, hasn't he? Hello from Portugal. Which synth is that one? That's a Chord Kronos. A lovely one. What did Dan James do? Did he get cross when he got subbed? I'm sure the manager will say he likes his passion. And this game's got a lot more intensity in it now. Metham is fouled by Frella. And he's not very happy about it. Naughty one, that actually. Little scrape down the back of the heel. Here is Morel, edge of the box, and Ben Davis winds up for a 30-yarder and smashes it way over the bar. I can't remember Moore being any threat for ITFC. He wasn't, was he? Let's be plain about it. He was awful for Ipswich. He barely got on the pitch, though, did he? Big Kiefer. Needed to go out and do his business in League One, and boy, has he improved since then. Embolo and Bale coming together there. The ball is with the Swiss. Shah. Elvedi. Mbabu up the line. Nicely intercepted by Joe Allen, but he carries it out of play. And Mbabu with the throw. Yeah. Mick and Dave Bowman signed Kiefer Moore. Here is Seferovic. Good work by him. He's managed to keep that one alive. Knock back shooting chance. Good block. I think that shot was on target. I think Rudden with the block. Bale. Clever ball up the line by him. Ramsey can't get past Elvedi. The Mönchengladbach centre-half, who looks a player as well, doesn't he? We are throwing to the Welsh. Which Ben Davies is going to take. 81 on the clock now, headed away by Elvedi. Again, chested off by Moore to Davis, coming down the left. Good tackle by Babu. Good play by Ben Davies down the left. God, he barely got 20 metres up the pitch, let alone into any attacking position in the first half. So it shows how the Welsh have had more threat in the second half. Let's be honest, they had 9-0 in the first half. I think we're going to see a Gareth Bale long throw in here. A jack of all trades. Can he find Big Kiefer? Bale winds up the throw. In it goes. It's cleared to the edge of the box. The shot is blocked at source. Mepham threads through a nice little ball. It's poor from Brooks, who miscontrolled. But it's back forward now, and here's Bale. Bale with the back heel. Brooks crosses in low. Oh, goodness me. Oh, sliding in at the back post. Aaron Ramsey couldn't quite get there. Oh, and if he does get there, he's got open goal virtually. Oh, unlucky. Oh, could they win it? Unbelievable. Here is Mbabu. Zakaria. He beat Rodden and Davis on the cover. And honestly, it's a 10-minute game now. We've got about 7 minutes of normal time plus stoppage time. Flip of a coin, this one now. Here comes another sub for the Swiss. Mario Gavranovic is going to come on for Seferovic up top. Gavranovic plays in Croatia for Dinamo Zagreb. So I'd assume that's just a straight swap. And Gavranovic up top. 83:50 on the clock. Mbolo, Zakaria. Back into Shah. Shah steps out of defence. Good play by a Newcastle man. And Bolo helps it across. It's flicked up in the air, nodded in. Chance! Oh, and Gavranovic has scored within seconds of coming on. Would you believe it? Steals in and hits it home, left-footed. And Switzerland have gone 2-1 up. The Welsh hadn't long equalised. They were looking better. And no sooner they do, and the Swiss lead again. It was Mbolo heads on. And surely he's offside. Is VAR going to check that one? Mbolo heads it on. Is volleyed in. But it looked like he was leaning offside. I don't know whether that's going to be checked or not. I'm assuming we've got the same protocols as in the Premier League. Yeah, it's being checked. I think this is going to get delivered. This one's going to get ruled out. I didn't type up 2-1. Gavranovic nearly making quite the impact there. Referee Turpan is just waiting for the feedback from the VAR. And we think this one is going to get ruled out. Mbolo, it was clipped up in the air by Shah, actually, who was making a right nuisance of himself in the box. And yeah, the goal is rightly disallowed. offside there. He's just leaning into an offside position. Just went slightly too early. Some very drunk-looking Welsh fans celebrate that. And yeah, thank God, no goal. Phew. Offside. Yeah, he's offside, isn't he? There's not really any argument about that one. By today's standards, if you're off, you're off. So it's still Wales 1, Switzerland 1. And we can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief there. It was Fabian Schär causing all kinds of trouble, stepping out from centre-back and joining the attack. That was the issue. He scooped it up in the air and Bolo heads it on. But Gavranovic, who literally just walked onto the pitch, sticks it in from an offside position. And all of us who've watched the Premier League will know as soon as we saw that angle that it was going to be given off. And Bolo holding it up. Here's Schär stepping out again. Oh, it's opened up. Shot driven in low and just skims wide. That was Gavranovic once again. Ooh. And it just, flies through. I thought it took a nick off someone, actually, but it looks like the offside flag was up. Anyway, it was been a foul given. Or something or other. $87.58 on the clock. Just before that, VAR stepping in. We were saying Welsh might have looked a bit more likely, but I think that's kind of sucked the air out of their lungs for a second. Oh, nice little flick on inside there. Here's Bale. Bale hits the shot right-footed, deflected. Lovely sort of back heel flick by Aaron Ramsey. And now here is Mbabu. What that will have done is stuck another minute on the stoppage time, wouldn't it? Here's Mbolo. Oh, God. He's dribbling it again. Mbolo charging forward, feeds it through, looking for Zakaria. Low cross by him, well blocked out. And probably not much argument from anybody that Mbolo has been by far the most dangerous player for Switzerland. Corner for the Swiss. 89-10 on the clock. Mbolo, of course, scoring from a set play from this side. Rodriguez crosses in left-footed. He's there again. Mbolo, and it's tipped over the top. Oh, they've got to look after him a little bit better. It's going to be another corner. This time it's Joe Allen with Mbolo. To be fair, the header deflects off Allen, and it's floaty one that Ward can just touch over the bar. And the corner's from the other side this time. I think Rodriguez is going to take it again. In it comes from Rodriguez and headed away. They've recycled it. Good ball by Xhaka. Rodriguez. Rodriguez crosses in and it's headed away. Zakaria now recycles, crosses right-footed to the back post. Not a good ball. And David Brooks heads it out for another corner. Just getting rid of it. We're into stoppage time now. Anyone see how many minutes went up on stoppage time? Another corner for the Swiss. In by Rodriguez, and it goes over everybody. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Zakaria. Knocks it inside. Receives it back. Wales need to just push up a bit, I think. And yeah, they've done just that, trying to get back into shape. Xhaka on the ball. Mbabu floats it in, headed clear, but yeah, unfortunately, not everybody had pushed forward, and there's still a huge gap for that to be headed into. Here is Zakaria. Zakaria knocks it inside. Granit Xhaka clips it in, looking for Zakaria, I think. And Babu wins it back. Welsh just can't get out and clear their lines here. And Babu fed through. Garifanovic. Oh, good save. I think the flag has gone up, has it? But Danny Ward still tips it around the post. Gavranovic is a proper play off the shoulder striker, isn't he? He's offside again, though, isn't he? Just slipped through. The shot, I mean, give Chris Mepham some credit. He gets in, charges it down. And like Giorgio Chiellini last night, fist pumps there. Ethan Ampadu's coming on and immediately holding up 3 fingers. Sorry, I held up 4 then. Aaron Ramsey is coming off. So Wales are going to finish the game with a back 3. Ampadu, well, do we say of Chelsea or Sheffield United? Whichever you want, is coming on. Ampadu's just giving the instruction. Or maybe it's a midfield 3 who was holding the 3 things up. Is Ward, Manuel Neuer, Danny Ward, take a bow. Well, there we go. Brilliant save. You love to see it. We are 2 minutes 40 into stoppage time. This will be a very, very useful point for the Welsh. If they can hold out for just a little bit longer. Akanji to Shah. Summer back into Akanji. Steps out. Knocked forward. Rodriguez fizzed in. Nice ball over to the left. Oh, here's Embolo into the box, the danger man. And yet again, the Swiss win a corner. So I'm just searching for the number of corner. I think it's corner number 9 for the Swiss. And a game they will feel that they should be winning. Here comes the corner from Rodriguez, left-footed. And I think Elvedi got the first touch, but it's over to the other side. Xhaka curls it, and that's going to be easy for Danny Ward, who makes the catch and slows everything down. 94 counts up. Yeah, Rob Page says 2 minutes. Remember, we might go a little bit longer. No, there hasn't been any stoppage times in the 5 minutes, hasn't there? Kiefer Moore wins the flick on, but nobody there running onto it. Shah receives it and strolls forward. And not the greatest amount of urgency from the Swiss you've ever seen. And well, they've played it back into the keeper. So perhaps we're happy with a draw on both sides here. It's gone in long, looking for Zakaria. Moore does well to win that. Here's Bale. Bale coming down the left. Deep into stoppage time. Bale. He's won a throw-in. Excellent play by Gareth Bale there. Took the ball 20 metres up the pitch, wins a throw-in. We've played the minimum 5 minute stoppage time. So if the Welsh can keep this down in the corner, then I think they have survived a game we thought for the longest time they were going to lose. Kiefer Moore with a 74th minute equaliser that he's going to give the Welsh a point here. And yes, it is all over. Wales won. Switzerland won. Wales not in the game for a lot of the game, I have to say. Switzerland will think that they should have won, but they have not won. Kiefer Moore's glancing header from Joe Morell's cross, and the Welsh are in it. They've got more points than Turkey as Group A rolls on. And the next fixture for the Welsh is the Turks. So I suspect there's a lot of Welsh fans thinking if they can win that game, qualification is kind of in their hands. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll come to those in just a jiffy. Let's have a look at the numbers, which, as you can imagine, are very, very heavily in Switzerland's favour. 64-36 on the possession, 18 shots to 9, only 4-2 on target, 12 corners to 4, 2 big chances to 0. But remember, one goal a piece. There is that league table. So one game gone. The Swiss and the Welsh now have to play the Turks and the Italians, and the Turks have to now play the Swiss and the Welsh. Let's assume that the Italians are out front and going to win this group. And it's a battle between the rest of the three of them. And it's an interesting battle. 2 games to go now for everybody and only 1 point in it. Tremendous result for the Welsh in the end. I thought they were going under in that one. I have to say, let me know what you think. Yeah, get your man of the matches in. Leeds 2021 says Ward for your man of the match. Good point. I suspect Imbolo is going to be a lot of people's man of the match, isn't he? Switzerland are ranked 13 according to FIFA. Wales 17. And Turkey 29. Aren't Germany like 14 or something ridiculous like that? Deary me. Well done, Wales. Hard fought and move forward with a valuable point. Very much so. Thank you, Julian. Uptown. Switzerland should have won, but good display from the keeper. I think Turkey will beat Wales, says Josh. They should be better than they were against Italy. Congratulations to the Welsh. That's a 0.1. Thinking I should just tune out for the second halves of these games. Man of the match, Imbolo and Ward. Wales have a great shot at a weakened Italian team resting for the quarters. Well, there you go. Yeah, good point. Imbolo, man of the match. James, man of the match. Imbolo, there you go. I think Imbolo was probably there, even if we don't want to say man of the match, MVP. As the Welsh players go over and applaud those fans that have travelled over to Baku. A fortunate, undeserved point for the Welsh. 2 points thrown away by the Swiss and Ward. Another man of the match. So there we go. That is game number 2, watch along number 2 done. I will not be here for Denmark versus Finland because I need a rest, which is at 5 p.m. So enjoy that one if you're watching it. Follow on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Tweet me, let me know what you think. If you want to shout out, let me know right now. If you haven't already hit subscribe, please do. Let's give a live subscriber check because these seem to be quite fun. 17,193. Thank you, each and every one of you. I will be back at 7:45. So come and join me for Belgium versus Russia. The Belgians are the world number 1s, according to FIFA, aren't they? See you later, Liam. Cheers, Leeds 2021. Joseph, good start. Great start to the Euros indeed. Vimal, you're very welcome. Thank you. Pookie party at 5 o'clock. Yes, indeed. Another decent game. Wales have to outscore their defence. So good to see them pushing forward second half. Goal meant they had to. At least they didn't capitulate like Turkey. Switzerland should have won. Thanks, Steve. You're welcome. Gutted. Wales should have lost. Another great stream. Thank you, Paddy. I don't know what that means, Pukey. Cheers to Iain. Catch you later, Kevin. Right. See you all later on. It was Wales 1, Switzerland 1. Kiefer Moore, the hero, with a 74th minute equaliser. And it's over and out from me. Come join me, 7:45, for Belgium versus Russia. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.